What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy SPANK, and I'm back with a Crusadia deck profile. Now, the reason I'm showing you guys this Crusadia profile is because I personally think Crusadia is better the deck than it was last format. I think with this new format, Sky Striker is probably one of the best decks, and this deck actually does pretty well against the Sky Striker matchup. And I think it's just a fun rogue deck in general, probably one of the better ones in my opinion. With Called by the Grave back to 3 now, this deck is also a little bit more consistent because you don't lose to hand traps as easily. We'll just get right into the profile. It's 40 cards. I'll show you guys the main deck, the extra deck, and the side deck. But of course, side deck and stuff is up to preference and whatever you guys like. So to start off, I think you need to play 3 of basically every Crusadia. So 3 Maximus being the best one, 3 Draco, 3 Arborea, as well as 3 Leonis, and then you're only playing 3 Reclusia, or 2 Reclusia, sorry. So the only reason you're playing 3 Leonis, I would play this maybe at 2, but the only reason I am choosing to play 3 right now is it'll make sense more in the side deck. But in the side deck, I play 3 Rescue Cat with a Valeraphon or whatever, and that's to make Nat Beast. Now, I don't main it because this deck, in my opinion, wants to go second, right? So why main a card where you obviously want to go first to make Nat Beast, and then but you go second deck, right? I see a lot of Crusadia players do it where they'll play Kaijus and stuff, and they'll play a bunch of go second cards, and then play Rescue Cat in the main deck, and I'm like, it doesn't make sense because you're trying to go second, right? So essentially, I'm trying to optimize this deck for going second, and then game 2 and game 3, if you need to go first against something like Sky Striker, you do have the Rescue Cat engine in the side deck. It'll make sense, like in theory it makes sense, on paper it makes sense, and actually in testing it did come up because people think you want to go second every time, and then you'll side to go first, and then after you decide to go first, you'll just well, obviously you'll declare first, they'll be like, what the heck's going on, and then you'll summon Rescue Cat, make Nat Beast, and the Sky Striker players just want to like cry after that. So this is a really good engine. I think it's what you need. I don't think I would change the ratios up at all. I really like them, especially because you need to draw a Crusadia monster essentially to get your combos going. So for the next card, that's not a Crusadia monster, but I consider, I guess, to be one of this engine, is the World Legacy World Crown. Basically, it's important to make a board. You want to kind of just win going second, and it's a 2000 attack defense, which is kind of big to make your monsters a little bit bigger, your Crusadia extra deck monsters. But it's also pretty good because if you want to make it on a board and your opponent activates a extra deck monster's effect, you can tribute it to negate the effect, which is actually really, really good. Then I'm playing 5 Kaijus, 1 Thunder King, 1 Humongous, and 3 Gameciel. I really like 5. I think 5 is the best ratio. I tried 4. I just didn't see it enough. I think 5 is really, really good. I like the Thunder King over the Jizukiru because the fact that Jizukiru is a machine and Cyber Dragon's going around, and then obviously if you have this on your board, and then they can just, like if you had the Jizukiru on your board, they can just contact with it, and I don't want that. So Thunder King is also really, really just good. So 5 Kaijus. And then I'm only playing 5 hand traps. I don't like to play hand traps in this too much, even though like you kind of need to go in second. I play 3 cherries. And I play 2 Ghost Ogre. Now, a lot of people play Ash. Some people I see play just Ash. Some people play just Droll, whatever. I think Droll is fine. I think I'm actually side Droll in this deck. But the reason I do like to play these ones specifically is because Cherries is one of those cards where you're going second every time. So Cherries is one of those things where it's always live in your hand for the most part. Actually, I think it's always live unless your opponent summons no monsters. It's pretty much always live for you going second because you're never summoning on your opponent's turn, really. And so having cherries and being able to hit a summon Sork or a Rongominiad or a Kagari, it just helps you stop their like plays basically and stops them from making a board presence. And then Ghost Ogre just has the same deal. Like I think Ghost Ogre just beats a lot of the Link monsters that are just really, really broken in the game. That's it for the monster count, right, guys? I think it's like 25 with everything. So 25 monsters, and I think they're all needed. I think the ratios are perfect. Like you can play different hand traps if you don't like cherries. I'm just a big fan of cherries. I think cherries, like being able to cherries like a Dark Warriors player, and then them just being like having to pass is really, really good. Same with Ogre. All right, off to the spell cards. I play 1 Revival and 2 Power. I think you can actually cut power to 1, and a lot of time maybe you'll side out power, but I like it game 1 going having 2 because it in itself is actually really powerful, and just having it is really, really good. 3 Instant Fusion. This is because you can make Thousand Eyes under like a Crusadia monster and then suck up an opponent's monster. Again, it's really good because when you're going second, you can obviously get rid of any board presence that they might have. 3 Called, very good that this is back. 3 Called by the Grave, I'm very happy this is back. Makes his deck a little bit better, doesn't lose to hand traps as much. I'm only meaning 2 Twin Twisters. You could main 3, but in maining 3, I saw that I would draw 2 too much, and I would always end up pitching Twin Twisters for Twin Twisters. I didn't really like that too much, so I ended up cutting it down to 2. And it's been working perfectly fine for me. One Slumber, this was supposed to be the third Twister, but instead of the third Twister, I decided to play the Slumber just because you are playing 5 Kaijus and 3 different names. So I think Slumber is actually really good. Again, just trying to get over your opponent's boards. 1 World Legacy Succession, 1 Monster Reborn, and just to end it off, this is a trap, but 1 Crusadia Crawler. Now, I used to play Vanguard, but Crawler ended up being so much better. And so, basically, it's really good because a lot of the time you'll search this card, set it, and then on your opponent's turn, you will, let's say like you don't OTK them, you can just summon this obviously on your opponent's turn, and then because it's a Crusadia name, if it's under an Equimax, it obviously just gives an Equimax another negation, which is really, really good. I really like this card, to be honest with you. It's also really good to just like link spam a little bit better. And then on top of that, when this card is summoned to a link point, like that a link monster zones to, or a link point that a link monster points to, there you go, you can search a World Legacy card from your deck to your hand, and so that's really good because you can actually search the Succession, or you can search World Legacy, World Crown. So that's it for the main deck, 40 card main deck. I think it's solid. If you guys have any other ratios or suggestions, let me know, but I think it's solid. It works really well for me. So I'll get into the extra deck now, and before I get into the extra deck, I pulled these really cool Japanese cards from some Pokemon packs. And I did this on my other channel, Aladdin GG. If you guys could check that out, the link will be in the description. I'll probably put something on the screen here as well. But I pulled these. It was really, really cool. I pulled a bunch of other really cool shit. So if you guys could check that out, that'd be very nice for if you guys supported me a little bit. But anyways, now that I'm done plugging, for the extra deck, you are playing double Equimax. You could play 3, but I only think 2 is enough. I think you make it and you kind of just win. Double Regulex and 1 Spatha. Spatha I didn't really like, but so many times when you can see you've disrupted your opponent and you make this, like you can just move one of their monsters to like an appropriate zone, so that when you can climb into Equimax, it'll be there. Like Space is really good, Regulex is really good, and then 3 Magius or whatever, Magius. The reason you have to play 3 Magius, in my opinion, is because you don't, like, this deck doesn't want to grind, but playing a 3rd Magius lets you grind a little bit better, because a lot of the time this is the first one is the one that's going to get hit, so you're going to need multiple, and that's honestly why I play 3. Then for one of the MVP cards is Trisbania. This card is so easy to make, and then it just wins every like back row matchup, the Ultra Geist Master Mist as well. And then I play a bunch of like chase targets. So Summon Sork is one of them, Hayate as well as Kagari is other ones. I think these are really, really good to hit. Rongominiad is another one. Again, you guys can play Isolde. I don't play Isolde, so these are the 4 that I play. The reason I don't play Isolde is because I feel like a lot more decks can go into Summon Sork. So if you see like ABC, for example, because now the A is back at 3, if you see ABC wanting to about to go to Summon Sork, you can just chase the Summon Sork there. Also Summon Sork, honestly, if you just chase the Summon Sork, a lot of the Dark Warrior decks just kind of stop there. So it's really good. They can't Gumblar you without Summon Sork, or I haven't been able to see them Gumblar with you without Summon Sork, but they can Rongo you without Summon Sork. So that's why if you see them about to go into Rongominiad, you'll just chase the Rongominiad, and that's just really, really strong. And then you're playing 1 Nat Beast because, like I said, on the side deck, we play Rescue Cat, as well as technically if you see a deck that wants to make Nat Beast, if you like play randomly against BA and they summon Cat on you and they won't look like they're about to make Nat Beast, I mean, I guess you could chase a Nat Beast. And then Thousand Eyes. This is just an instant fusion target and just helps get rid of any problematic monsters on your opponent's board. So for the side deck, it's obviously like up to whatever you personally prefer, but I'm playing 3 Droll because going second against Sky Striker, really, really good card. You don't really want to main it because it sucks against a lot of other things, to be honest. Double Lancey, not 3, sorry. This is just for the Thunder Dragon matchup. Again, going second, having hand traps is really good. Then, like I said, if you guys ever play Sky Striker, honestly, game 2, if you end up having the choice, game 2 or 3, to go first, I would suggest going first. So you side these 4 in, and then you'll probably also side in the Twin Twisters as well. So I'll just put this out right now because this is also really good against Sky Striker. But you will side these 4 in. They probably think you're gonna want to go second, so they're gonna side like accordingly. And then just being able to hit or summon Rescue Cat going first is just like once you call first, they're like, wow, what the hell, like what's going on? And it's really, really good. And then 3 Book of Eclipse, another card that's just really good against Thunder Dragon, and just honestly just anything in general. Book of Eclipse against BA is actually not bad either. So Eclipse and Lancia just usually just goes in against Thunder Dragon. And then I'm playing double Reboot. You can play 3. A lot of people like to play 3 against like the Altergeist matchup and whatnot, but Trisbania is so easy to make in this deck that like 2 is just perfectly fine. And then you're also going to be playing 3 Twin Twisters anyways, so I think that's enough back row hay in my opinion. So that's it for this side deck. So if you guys enjoyed this deck profile, please make sure to let me know by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. I know I haven't been posting as much content as I want to recently, but that's just because I have finals and stuff right now, so I'm really, really busy. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this deck profile, and if you guys have any suggestions, obviously let me know in the comment section below. And with that, guys, Spanko signing out. Peace.